Let's give the graduates another round of applause. Don't they look great? I realize that we've been in here about an hour and a half, so I'll keep my remarks brief, but I feel like I need to at least recognize some folks and make a couple of comments. First of all, I'd certainly like to recognize the members of the Lee County Board of Trustees that are here. I see Mr. Brunson, the Vice Chair, and Ms. Boyd and Ms. Hayward here. Thank you for coming. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Certainly like to recognize my cabinet members that are here, Dr. Stoll, Dr. Long, and Ms. Durant. Certainly thank you all for being here. Certainly want to give them a round of applause. Thank you. I have to always recognize, give credit where credit is due. I'd like to recognize my spiritual advisor, one of them in Lee County, Reverend McCray. Thank you so much for being here. And especially like to thank those who are visiting, parents, grandparents, guardians of these wonderful children. Thank you so very much for all you've done, and let's give them a round of applause. And to the graduating class of 2012, just want to say how very proud we are on behalf of the Lee County School District Board of Trustees, the district, as well as obviously your principal, Ms. Johnson, assistant principal, Ms. Randall, along with all the very fine staff. Certainly we'd like to thank all of you for all the hard work that you've done, allowing these young people to come to this milestone. Certainly like to thank the keynote speaker, Ms. Bolton, for the wonderful words of encouragement. You know, it's kind of interesting when she was sharing with you about I'd like to tell you a very short story about a young person that had an experience. First of all, this young person, when they were 8 years old, they had to move out of their home because their mother was experiencing domestic abuse. So this young person became homeless at the age of 8. Strike one. This young person grew up in a very small little community, much smaller than Elliott, some of those other communities. And when he went to the big city, everybody told him he was from the country, that he was dumb, he didn't know anything. Strike two. Then, in addition to that, because he could not articulate himself very well, they put him in special education. Speech. Strike three. But I stand here to tell you today that in spite of people, including some teachers, who told this young man that he could not make it, this young man humbly stands before you today. And I simply wanted to tell you that story because there will be people, including people you love and care about, who will tell you that you can't do it. There are people that tell you that you are part of the legacy. Remember I told you my father was an abuser. But I've been married 28 years and I've never put my hands on my wife. And the only reason I mention that, don't you let anybody ever fool you to think that because of where you came from, that that's where you're going. You determine who you are. And never let anybody fool you about that. And finally, I want to give you three very quick comments about truths that this young man from Centenary, South Carolina, has learned. And they're going to be very brief. First of all, in the poem, or in the Shakespearean play Hamlet, Potus is telling his son, Leonis, this above all, to thine own self be true. And what that simply means is, nobody determines who you are. You be true to yourselves. You accept yourselves for who you are. No, we're not perfect, but we have to thank God that we're not where we used to be. And that as you leave now and go to the high school, we will commit to you that you will have an opportunity. Notice I said an opportunity to get a quality education. Whether you choose to get one or not, it's totally up to you. But I got a feeling about this class. I challenged the class last year. I told them that I saw about $5 million worth of scholarships in the class of 2011. I'm going to up that this year. I see about $6 million of scholarships in this class. Are you all going to let me down? And all that simply means is, and I'll tell you how you get to that $6 million. Every day you go to the high school, you apply yourself, you take your education seriously, and I guarantee you that you will be able to get scholarships and support to go wherever you want to go, whether it's on to the military, college, or whatever you decide to do. Second thing I want to share with you. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. I'm going to say a nursery poem that'll help you understand, and I think all of you probably remember this nursery poem. A wise old owl lived in a tree. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? In other words, don't be so quick to judge others. Seek first to understand where other folks are coming from. Be open to others' ideas and thoughts. And finally, and I'll leave this with you, and I can speak on over 30 years of experience. Find something you have passion about. Find something that you love to do, even if you didn't get paid for it. Because guess what? I've been in education over 30 years now, and I have never gone to work a day in my life. I've gone to opportunity. I've gone to wonderful experiences. I've been a teacher. I've been a coach. I've been a principal. I'm a superintendent now. But if you find where your passion is, you find what you love. And I want you, after you found what you love, the great educator Benjamin Mays said it, and I'll paraphrase, try to do it so well. Try to do it so well that no man living, dead, or yet to be born can do it better. So when you find what your passion is, strive to do it to the very best of your ability. And with God's help, at the end of your life, nobody ever worries about how much money you had, what kind of car you had, but it's all about family and about doing the very best that you can for yourself and your God. So I go and I simply say to you, go with God's speed. We're looking forward to you next year at the high school. And I expect every one of you to do your very best every day, because that's what I expect. That's what the staff expects. That's what your parents, friends, guardians expect you to do. That's all we require of you. Your best every day. Thank you so much. And I expect to see you at the high school next year.